it's a shame. It's a crying shame. It's a damn crying shame that that there's nothing happening in the news, and we'll work our way through it. And maybe we can turn it into a music review show like we did with the John Schneider Don't Donald to Trump. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how? How in the duck fuck are you ever going to find something as goofy, ridiculous, and pitiful as the John Schneider shit stain of a song that we all had to deal with? How are you going to do that? Well, Timcast put out a song, another one. He does this on occasion. He has that guitar that hangs on the wall behind him, and he occasionally pulls it down and strums. In case you're looking at this, I don't know what happened with the plumbing in this place. Apparently, there's a giant, aardvark dick hanging in the background from the ceiling while he's singing into a microphone from that he got at Elvis's yard sale. I guess this is the illusion of being Elvis adjacent. And this is a song called Coming Home featuring Phil LeBont. It's the official music video. Now, obviously, I will get a copyright strike if I play more than, a second or two of it at a time. And I will also lose most of my audience. And those that do stay will lose their lunch. It's a very sad song with lots of tears and softness and sadness and sorrow and sadness. And I want you to know that this is, this is a song that is super sad, okay, everybody? And look, the chorus of this song, pay attention, is coming home was never supposed to be like this. Coming home was supposed to be a gift. I don't know if he wrote supposed to be S apostrophe posed, but it would be very appropriate. So far, he went through his guitar pedal and tried to find, where's annoying? This would be the worst guitar sound I've ever heard. Okay. This is, oh, and this is Tim singing voice. By the way, I would like to hear more about how Democrats are betas and cucks and something, we cry bitch tears or something. He drove himself to find. He couldn't even get a ride. A place. He drove himself to find a place. A place he promised he would never leave behind. So already we know that the protagonist in this story can't keep a promise. It promised not to have the most annoying clean guitar sound in the world. And, all right. Yes, like a subtle proclamation, as opposed to the other kind. Of my unkept word. Hold on. A subtle proclamation of my unkept word. What? What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I cannot allow this to go on without a statement from my personal hero, me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Harriet Hageman, Congresswoman from Wyoming. She introduced an anti-woke bill, and so we don't have more Bud Lights. And that's why the title of this is Anti-Woke Bills Introduced So Companies Don't Go Down Bud Light Road. By the way, Bud Light Road is in Wisconsin.
I'm going to give you a couple of bill numbers that we've done. I'm a member of the Anti-Woke Caucus, and on September 18th, we passed a...
Yeah. She's a member of the, he's a member of the anti-woke caucus. Everyone there dozes off. And let me tell you something. You might think that this lady is confused and upset, and more confused than upset about the anti-woke caucus is. But trust me, John Solomon knows, and that's why he's smiling like he's the only person in the elevator when he farted.
HR 5339, and it's Protecting America's Investments from Woke Policies Act. What the purpose of this particular...
The Protecting America's Companies from Woke... do we say the F? Woke Policies Act. Protecting America's It's
particular bill is to make it so that companies are not forced to go down the Bud Light road, I guess.
No, don't go down that Bud Light road. You'll never come back, ladies. Let me tell you, we would have a good old time. Hoot hoot!
As you'd say. And it allows our shareholders to not suffer the consequences of these investment policies based on ESG or DEI.
That's terrible. So we're going to have the federal, this is great. The federal government is going to tell private companies how they can run themselves. What?
We also have HR 3724. And
that's a good one. I like HR 3724. It's got nice threads and a woody aftertaste.
Woke Higher Education Act.
Oh, no, not the Woke Higher Education Act. Let me guess. This handles universities that don't get federal funding.
Again, trying to stop this woke nonsense from
stop it!
Permeating our universities and having real...
Yeah, we don't want... Real quick, I don't want to interrupt you. Who am I on behalf of the people of Wyoming to interrupt you? But let me say, why do you have a picture of a car with, I think, a hot tub in the passenger seat? What kind of crazy... What is the outline of this? It's hard to make out. I guess that's the interior of it. Why do you have a picture of an empty driverless car? Is this supposed to be poetic, or are you sitting at a dealership? Wait a minute. Do you break into the Ferrari dealership down the street because they have really good internet and stream from there? Do you stream from there? You're streaming from there? That's not right. That's not right at all.
Real consequences when our universities do things such as what's happened at the University of Wyoming with a male student who is now a member of one of the sororities there. Several of the women from that sorority have sued to stop that, but essentially what the sorority did is redefine what a woman is.
Oh my God, in Wyoming, they did that? And there's, how many of them are there? So let me guess, it's like 700 women and one trans woman, and they're outnumbered.
And they have redefined it, so a dude, again, a man, is...
A dude, a man, a guy, a fella, a bro, a brohim, a pal, a guy can just walk into the ladies' room and use the sit-down toilet even while he's standing up.
It has now invaded the personal spaces of women because he wants to claim that he's a woman and he's not.
Well, they let him, right? They let her as a trans woman in there. Now, they shouldn't have the right to do that. No sorority should have the right, because, women are forced to join these things, and this is their only conduit out of Wyoming.
Another one that we did is I actually led the debate on HR 734, which...
Yes, and I don't want anybody to think it's because no one else would, okay? Okay? Some of you seem to think that I led the debate because everyone else left the room in disgust. That is not true.
Is Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act of 2023. This is a bill that I spent 3 hours debating with the Democrats, trying to protect women, amateur women's athletics, as well as women in Olympics, to prohibit men from being able to participate either in amateur female athletics or in the Olympics. And then
Right. They can in female ones, but if they're called women and girls, if it's girl sports or women's sports, then that's the problem. I think maybe change the from a descriptive to a definitional reason. Never mind. I was thinking clearly. But sorry, go back. You were saying.
And also, we have legislation to combat U.S. boxing transgender policy.
I'm sorry, transgender people can't work at warehouses, or what do you mean boxing? Can they do at least the wrapping and the bows? Because I know, because Fran, who works at Filene's basement, she's trans and she is just fabulous. Like, I won't take my presence anywhere else.
I don't know if you know this, but the U.S. Boxing Association is now allowing men to compete against women, and they have this entire category. What they've done is they have defined.
Oh, they've got a whole separate category. It's all pervy.
Find how much testosterone a particular person can have before.
Right. And don't get me wrong. She would not qualify. Let's be abundantly clear. She would have too much testosterone to box a woman. That's Harriet Hageman would have obviously the threshold is meaningless.
Before they're considered a woman. And then the other thing that they require is that they have actually had the surgery to alter their body.
Does a pierced septum count, or a Prince Albert, what, in or out of the can?
In a way that allegedly makes them a woman, but that
obviously, allegedly. I mean, it might look great, but
in fact make them a woman. It just cuts off body parts.
Sorry, I normally don't like to barf, and wow, big butt.
During the debate that we had on the Women and Girls in Sports Act, protecting the women.
The Women and Girls in Sports Act. So this is about adult women competing against 9-year-old girls. That sounds terrible. I'm against that.
And Girls in Sports Act was the Democrats kept saying that the Republicans would require examinations, that we would require these people to be examined to determine if they're girls or boys, which is just really such a ridiculous argument. I couldn't believe it. We can.
You can tell, okay? Like, you can look at somebody based on their haircut and whether they overdo their makeup or something like that. You could go, I don't care what anybody says. That's a dude. We don't have to have all these examinations or medical people or experts or any of that shit. Nobody needs that. Some people, you could just look at them and go, that's George Santos. You know what I mean? I don't need any further evidence at all. Neither do you. Honestly, we could all go, well, I mean, it's like an urge that comes up. As soon as you see their face, you're like, sup, bruh? And you're like, oh, shit. Well, okay.
Do swabs in the cheek and do DNA analysis to determine whether someone is a girl or a boy. What's interesting.
I'm sorry, real quick, just in case you missed that, she's advocating the collection of DNA from all people participating in amateur sports in America. Yeah.
Interesting is that because the Boxing Association is now allowing men to compete against.
That's it. They just bail out on that. They're just like, fuck it. Oh no, no. We can't go to this because we have to go back to the Timcast song waiting for us, and it's so romantic. Can I just fast forward to the? So basically, the song is it's the story of a fella who promised he would never move out of his hometown, but apparently had to, because he had to go and seek his fortune to find this to win the hand of his lady love. I'm kidding. He just leaves for nondescript reasons. They don't really say. But when he comes back to visit or return, it looks like shit. And so they just filmed a bunch of empty, derelict buildings in an area where Tim does not live. And I'm fairly certain this is supposed to be Tim in the future. I think it's the most accurate part of the whole thing. That's future Tim. And there's future Tim's car, and there's current Tim, and this is future Tim's house. And future Tim is very sad and crying through a wet window. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like this. And they say, yes. It's just very sad strings. So sad. And I don't know if the story, none of the lyrics make sense. I listened to this song already. So, because I can't play the whole thing and I have to kind of know when I can show little pieces of it. But there seems to be no reference in the song that the person he's talking about came back home after going to summer camp and drowned or something. I don't know what that buddy was, but... Uh-oh, the hospital's on fire. The hospital's on fire. He made his way downtown, okay. And he searched the night in hopes. Why? Because you couldn't see the devastation in the daylight? If you're gonna go have a look around in Zombie Town, why not just do it when the sun's up? I don't know. Okay.
Find the echoes of the past that on my mind.
The echoes of the past that on my mind.
Search the night in hopes to find.
And hopes to find.
The echoes of the past that on my mind.
Oh, the echoes that the past had on my mind. The echo. So the past echoes on your mind, and we're using echoes as a past tense verb. Okay.
But as every moment passes,
yes, every moment.
the hope within me fades.
Yes, with every moment, the hope within him fades. And then he has to get hopeful again, just so more of it can fade. And then...
Time, regret forms the words my tongue can find.
Regret forms the words my tongue can't find. Okay. So you're having trouble with your pronunciation. I see. Did you slam your tongue in a car door? Or is this a bad time to find out you're allergic to Fig Newtons? Or
There's nothing left, just broken glass.
that's it. Well, then I would definitely not walk around after dark in a town where there's nothing left but broken glass. So some of the glass survived, but the bricks and mortar, that had all got, obliterated? Okay, cool.
On the words, and now I'll get 'em off my chest.
Oh, he found the words and he's going to get them off his chest.
Coming home is not supposed to be like this.
Ah, I see. Coming home is not supposed to be like this. It's, you don't understand. I'm a streamer who makes a lot of money. I should be able to come home and welcome to, I guess, the album White Privilege. This is more like, no, this is not, don't drag Nickelback into this. By the way, this sounds more like Default, if anybody's listening. It sounds like he listens to too much Default, but I would call this Tickleback if I was going to call it anything. But, okay, here we go.
Shadow figures on the corner.
Shadow figures on the corner. Yeah, that's just a corpse, I think, or a sleeping person. It's not a shadow. That's an actual living being. Not on the corner even. Looks seemingly in an alley, or maybe they dropped their keys. They're drunk coming home, and they're, you know, when you're hammered and you drop your keys and they fall into the dumpster, and you're like, motherfucker, and you're reaching under the dumpster to get them, and you start having flashbacks from one of the season-ending episodes of Walking Dead.
Like numbers on a list. Coming home was supposed to be a gift.
So coming home was supposed to be a gift. Now, I know what a bunch of you are saying. Hal, didn't he say earlier that he had promised never to leave in the first place, and when he came back, it was horrifying? I mean, not only was coming home not supposed to be like this, you were never supposed to leave in the first place, you lying piece of shit.
But the man that came before me can't be found.
But the men that came before me can't be found. That's, I guess his bukkake club broke up. What happened to the weekly circle jerk? Nobody's here anymore. The men who came before me. I guess I'll just stand here and yank it in the parking lot of the old Circle K. So, but we put this jerk in Circle K. Sorry. So there's another line in here I wanted to share with you. Let's see if I can find it. That's little Tim on a bicycle, I bet.
Place that I've come home to is not supposed to be.
Yeah, we get.
I've seen enough, and now
Oh.
it's time to shut.
By the way, apparently his hometown was destroyed by BLM riots. Is what we're supposed to draw from this.
This time, don't tell.
I want to show you the guy. There's at one point. There he is. Okay, so apropos of nothing, about the 3-minute 27 mark, he decides that this is about a soldier coming home from Iraq, I guess, to a town he fought for, and it's turned to shit because black people burned it to the ground and destroyed the nice white late 50s, early 60s life that he's too young to have experienced anyways. And my favorite part, I think, is, he definitely he had a lot of Russian money to pay for the production on this. Didn't help. I mean, you can't polish a turd, but I would like you to notice the soldier who is having flashbacks of what they went through before they came back to their town that was destroyed by the BLM Marxist Democrats. And you'll see. It goes.
Your excuses won't be bad.
Yeah. So apparently, they almost died in the battle of collapsing drywall, while someone, I think, threw sand on them because they were fighting where there's sand. This is the made up footage.
There's not nothing more, but something less.
Oh, that's the other thing. It's not something more, but something less. It's not supposed to be like this. Not something more, but something less. Okay. Now, I think my favorite part is the heavy guitars come in. You can see the sound of it ramping up. I honestly think they should have gotten to this part way fucking earlier. I'm just saying. Drags a bit. But they should have brought in the heavy guitars in the wakunk part, which is about here, I think. Most replayed moment. This is, and then also, by the way, their drummer's so broke he has to play on paint buckets while being Thanos. That guitar was so fucking hard, it like broke the glass. There you go. Shadows, figures on the blah, 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 blah. And then they decided, and I think as they close it out, because it's featuring Phil Labonte, that while this graphic plays of, I guess, all the rooftops turning into crows and a nuclear war happening, while they're all safe in an abandoned house, I guess, that they're just like, fuck it, let everybody sing. It's like not quite a round, but everybody Is this Scott Pilgrim? Yeah. So anyways, and then it gets very sad at the end. Yeah, and so here's the soldier that came home. Hold on. Trash House Records. Also, hold on. Yeah, Corey Feldman called. He wants an apology. So, total devastation. City's destroyed. Fucking, look at this. Nuclear war. Like, everything this guy remembers about his home is fucked up. And then what happens? This guy comes, you see the soldier we saw get, who almost died in Operation Falling Drywall. And, fuck me. And the guy shows up at a perfectly nice house and drops his bag on the stoop. Like, this house is fine. It's like he's in a subdivision. The light's on. The siding looks fine. Like, the windows aren't broken. What did they do? Move? It's rough. Congratulations, Trash House Records. You got another winner on your hands. Fuck me. So I thought we'd start out with that just as an aperitif.